Hey everyone, welcome to Storyteller's Handbook, and today we're going to be talking about 10 roles you need to fill if you want to put on your own play. It's Joelle Brown here, author, actress, director. I have a BFA in Theater and Drama Studies from a conservatory acting program, and I have 10 years experience in theater. I am also working on my debut novel called The Refining. Number 6, set and prop design. And this is something that new directors sometimes fall into, is this trap of thinking that if I don't have exactly what would be in a real life situation on that stage, the audience isn't going to get it. And it's just not true. So let's say you have an office scene. So they're envisioning the whole stage has rows and rows of desks, and each desk has a computer, a stapler, a cup holder with pens, a water cooler in the corner, copier in the corner. Now, if your whole show is not set in an office and that's just one scene, or even if it's every other scene, keep in mind that these are things that, one, you're going to have to source, two, you're going to have to somehow transport them to and from your performance location, and three, you're going to have to find enough crew to be able to bring them on and off every single time you need them. And then the audience has to sit in maybe pitch black while you bring them on for 3 minutes, and then maybe have 5-minute scene, and then have the audience wait in pitch black again for 5 minutes while your crew has to take them off again, and this may repeat how many times? It's really not worth it. When you're watching theater, there's something called suspending your disbelief. Now, the audience knows that these two people are not really in an office. They're on a stage and they memorized these lines. And they woke up this morning and said, I'm going to do a play. But the audience just allows themselves to imagine that they're really in an office. So you don't actually have to make the whole place look like an office. If you just give us a couple of clues, you can have two actors come on stage. They're both in business suits. One can walk on with a bunch of file folders that they're flipping through, and one can walk on with a tablet that they're flipping through. They can talk about the office, the play, not the TV show. And a great way that you can kind of fake this office scene is with the tech. You can have a soundtrack playing in the background that you could probably find online, computers clicking and phones ringing, and have these two people standing there chatting in suits. You can do the whole scene just like that. And so with those two props, you have set the scene and you have told us where they are. We're going to get it, and you're going to make it immensely more easy on yourself. You're going to make it logistically more easy, budget-wise more easy. You won't need as many crew members. You won't need as many set pieces. When it comes to set and props, less is definitely more, and it's an opportunity for you to be really creative, and it does not have to break the bank. Number 7 is lighting and sound. I've worked with a lighting designer before. They are able to just look at your lighting plot, see what the theater has at their disposal in terms of color and texture and timing, everything that helps you tell your story. Mid to small theater productions just can't afford it. So you're going to have to be your lighting and sound designer, and that's okay. Look online for ideas in terms of your soundscape. Now, we just kind of talked about the power of sound and the power of lighting. In that scene we were talking about with those two office people, just light right around them. We're just seeing a little spotlight in what we imagine is an office. The theater where you are, or the space where you are, they might have something called a gobo. And a gobo is basically a little frame that's usually made of metal, but sometimes made of glass, that goes in front of the light, and it projects a shadow or a shape or some texture on the stage. Let's say someone's in jail. You can literally have a blank stage, have a light just surrounding them with a jail bar gobo. And so that's going to project jail bars on them. And that will just tell us that they're in jail. You won't need to actually build some kind of cell with bars. We'll just get it. Talk with your space. See what lighting options they have. If they're very limited, then work with what you got. If they have some things to play around with, don't feel like you need to throw every single trick that they have into your show. Whatever is going to tell the story the best. But make sure that you think about it. Make sure that you plan for it. And even if you're fulfilling the role as the director, just don't forget about the lighting and the sound. Number 8, front of house and ushers. You gotta have someone who's gonna manage the customer experience. The front of house is your lobby, your entrance, anywhere that outside of the main theater space, that is your front of house, and every front of house needs a front of house manager. The front of house manager will communicate with the stage manager in terms of when the show is about to begin, when the intermission, if you have one, is over, how the end of the show cleanup preset for the next show process is going to go. Depending on the theater or the space where you are performing, they may provide ushers, but very likely you're going to have to provide your own ushers. Now, if you've got a really small space, maybe you're only having 10 people at a time, your front of house may be your usher as well. Maybe it'll be an all-in-one person, and that's okay. As long as that person knows they are managing the customer experience. They're going to greet your audience when they come in the front door, maybe give them a program if you've designed one, show them where the bathrooms are, take their tickets or sell them a ticket if you're only do tickets at the door, and they are going to usher them into the show. Whatever you need them to do to help make your audience feel welcome and to organize the audience process, that's going to be your usher. The stage manager is managing everything in the house, and the front of house manager is managing everything in the front of house, so that the director can focus on the actors, focus on wining and dining any press that might be coming, and just enjoying the show that you've put together. So it's better if the director is free. That way they can kind of float around and make sure everything is going as planned. Number 9, concession and merchandise. So if you decide to sell any snacks or drinks during your intermission or before the performance or after the performance, especially when you're really on a shoestring budget, this is a way that you're able to at least make a little bit of extra money, whether you sell chips or cookies or muffins, bottles of water, cans of pop. You don't want to be the director, if you can avoid it, having to stand at the front and selling chips while your actors might have questions or your stage manager might want to run something by you. If you can have someone who can kind of stand at the front, maybe at a table, or if the theater has a service window, someone who can stand there and sell snacks and any merchandise you might have. Maybe you've made a t-shirt or a bag or a bookmark with your show's name on it or with your production company on it. If you've made that merch and you want to sell it, it'd be great to have someone who can stand there and do that for you. And number 10, arguably the most important role that needs to be filled: marketing, promotions, sales. Guess what? Everyone's gonna fill this role. When you are just starting out, community theater, medium-sized theater, everyone is selling tickets, everyone is spreading the word, everyone's putting this on their social media. But the director or the person whose baby this whole show is gonna be the driving force behind it. Whether you film some promo videos with your cast, or you do any kind of sales with tickets or group rates, blogs or vlogs, and advertise your show, whether you put up posters at your local community center or your local library, give people tickets in the cast to sell or to spread the word. You can do an Eventbrite page. I often use Eventbrite to sell my tickets, or you can just do tickets at the door. There's a ton of printing companies online where you can print tickets really cheap. In Canada, we have Canada Ticket Printing, and they're super inexpensive. Of course, you can design and cut and print and label your own ticket, or you can literally just have people pay at the door, and you can get those like raffle ticket rolls at a dollar store and hand them a ticket. They don't need a ticket with a big fancy picture and your name and the show's name on it. They're there for the show. They're not there for the ticket that you spent 80 cents on. You definitely want to make sure that everyone is promoting the show, because you're not telling your story to yourself. You can do that in the mirror. You are doing this so that the world can hear the characters that have been yapping away in your brain that you finally put on paper, gave to a bunch of people to memorize, and now they're acting it out on a stage in front of you. So definitely marketing, promotion, sales. Don't forget about that. Don't leave it to the last minute, but also don't start too early. I've seen people do this. Hey guys, come out to my show. I don't have a location yet. I don't have a date yet, but please buy tickets. Who would buy tickets to that? I'm giving you my money and I don't know where it is, when it is, who it is, what it is. So you're only going to make yourself look very uncredible and unprofessional. And hey, you may be unprofessional, but you don't want everyone to know it. You got to fake it till you make it. Something always comes up. When we were working on a show that shall not be named, we probably had about 5 or 6 recasts in the one show. And it was crazy insane. We had one character we had to recast like 2 or 3 times, because some people don't know when we're giving notes, do not start singing in the middle of notes. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. We had to recast a lot. I say give yourself a little bit of time, really make sure that you've got your feet firmly planted on the ground before you start taking people's money. And then when you start, just really go all out with it. That's it. Those are our 10 roles that you need to fill if you want to put on your own play. If you like this content, hit the like button and consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when we are putting out new content every single week. If you have any questions, you have ideas for new videos, add them in the comment section below. Thanks everyone. See you in the next video.